guys, it's your boy the Kryptonian saying here, bringing you a review for One Piece chapter 104. Now, this chapter right here, I gotta say two things about it, man. The very first thing is that ending, how Luffy basically decided to take Laboon's hurt and take his faith in humanity into himself and do everything in his power to forge that bond with them. That was very, very nice, man. And that says a lot about the type of leader he is. You know, he doesn't just sit back and watch people suffer. You know, he cares a lot about honor and about keeping the word. And so everyone had different reactions when Crocus is telling them that basically the pirates who left Laboon, they fled the Grand Line. They didn't even keep their promise. They took their tails and they ran. And the thing is Luffy says like, hey, you have a rival in me now. And after we sail the Grand Line, we'll come back and we'll have another match. And right there, I was just, I was reading that and I was just like, if this was Naruto, Naruto would say, believe it. Like, the fuck out of here. But that's the thing, right? Like, I like this because it didn't feel forced. And the thing is Luffy, just his natural instinct to do that, like that right there was the right thing to do, because as an adult or as a young adult, again, like a lot of you guys are a lot younger than me. Well, I wouldn't guess I won't say a lot younger, maybe I'm 27. Damn, yeah, you guys are a lot younger than me. Okay, so the thing is as you start growing up, one of the things that you notice is people respond to different things in different ways, adversity, whatever. And sometimes the worst thing you can do when somebody's going through something is to say, I'm sorry. And the thing is, it's like Usopp, you could tell Usopp was going that way, because Usopp goes from, hey Sanji, how can you be so cynical saying these guys might have died, to I can't believe they're so cruel. And right there, you can tell Usopp has a good heart, but sometimes having a good heart is not enough. And sometimes when people are hurting, or in this case when Laboon's hurting, the worst thing you can do is try and console them. But at the same time, you can't leave them alone. And right here, I can get personal with you. I had a situation almost a year ago where, and I can say I made the wrong decision, okay? But almost a year ago, my friend, his wife died, okay? And Jennifer, I mean, it's just like family. I've talked about that situation in a Yu Yu Hakusho review when I was reviewing Yu Yu Hakusho very briefly, which I will pick it back up. I just bit off more than I could chew with all these different reviews all at once. But, he was hurting, Helmy was hurting, Kate was hurting, just everybody, man. Brennan, everybody was hurting. And in the initial, when everything happened, I went and I was being supportive, I was being a friend, and I pulled away because I don't deal with death very easily, and I don't know how to console people at that point, and so I just remove all the way out. And the thing is I should have did what Luffy did. Luffy found another way to direct, the betrayal that Laboon felt, and to reinstill hope. And that's something that you learn as you get older. Life is about living and learning and growing from your experiences. And you don't always want to do what Luffy does, because he makes a lot of boneheaded decisions. But in cases like that, it works, man. And just getting into like the crux of this chapter even further, I really appreciated how, once again, this chapter showcases that Luffy's leadership, as big of an idiot as he is, he makes the right decisions as a leader. And I see what, a lot of you guys will tell me earlier, like, just have some faith in him, keep reading, you'll see. There's this one shot where Miss Wednesday and Mystery Man number 9, they're being asked, they're not being asked, Luffy's being asked, what do we do with these guys? And Luffy right away doesn't know much about these guys. and says just throw him overboard. And while he might have just made enemies because they're apparently with some type of organization, it's the right thing. You cut a cancer out before it spreads and affects everything. So right away, Luffy, right decision, and didn't even hesitate to do it. And the other thing is Luffy is starting to prioritize, because I would have thought like he would have tried to go after the musician first. When he finds out that Crocus is really a medical person, a physician, he says, well, just join our crew. And at first I'm like, oh shit, here we go again. Luffy's about to be dead set on this. But right away, when the man says, like, I'm too old to be looking after a bunch of young knuckleheads like you all. And definitely a bunch of young knuckleheads. Because look, man, you got this dude, Sanji, looking like all forlorn when Miss Wednesday is thrown overboard. And the thing is he's saying, thinking, see you soon, sweetheart. And that's the thing, like, they're all a different bunch of personalities, and you know they're going to get into some stuff. There's going to be some crazy injuries. Look at what happened with Zoro, where the guy basically stapled himself back together in order to keep fighting and moving on. So for an older person, that's probably going to be a lot of stress and strain. So it was very nice to see that Luffy recognized that, which goes into another thing about being a leader. You have to be able to recognize talent and know that while this person might be talented and might have the skills that we need, they don't necessarily fit in what we're trying to do. Luffy doesn't push the situation any further. So that's what I mean. I'm seeing a lot of different things, you know, very mature. Like, especially when I look back at where I was at his age, I believe he's 19. It's either he's 19 or Zoro's 19. But the thing is I'm thinking about how I was at that age, and that was like 8 years ago. When I think about how I was 8 years ago, no way in hell I could have made that choice. You know, I'd have been like, you got what I need. I got something right here you're going to be part of. That's how I would have looked at it. So, very wise beyond his years. But, once again, just seeing the different personalities. Zoro, very chill. Nami telling the old man, like, look, Luffy's got this. He can't be hurt. That's when he challenges Laboon. And then when you have Sanji, when he finds out what's going on as far as with the pirates, he automatically jumps to the worst case scenario. And it makes sense. Think about his origin story, where basically, you know, the cook has to eat his foot in order to stay alive, and he gives Sanji all the food so Sanji doesn't die. You know, so you can see all their different experiences. Whereas like with Usopp is like, he got lied to and he's believing the lie, just how Usopp made himself believe the lie that his father was coming back for him. And he started telling lies. There's like a whole bunch of little small things that are going on in this chapter that is really great for character development. Like I said, I tip my hat to Oda for this, because as I'm reading this, you know, I'm reading it as a fan, but the writer in me is really appreciating the different things I'm seeing. So overall, I'm going to give this chapter a 5 out of 5. And I know some of you guys went, what the fuck are you doing? I'm doing that because it's the art form. Just the art, the craftsmanship that's going into actual storytelling. That's why I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5, man. You know, This one's good, man. This one's good. My chapter question for you guys is gonna be, what were your thoughts on how everyone reacted to the news that those pirates took tail and ran away? What did you think, and whose reaction did you most identify with? But that's it for this review. If you liked anything I had to say, as always, comment, rate, subscribe, share. I'll greatly appreciate it. That's it. Thanks for watching Kryptonia Saying. Have an awesome day.